Environmental impacts on our coastal communities have never been greater. From pollution to climate change, coastal communities are at ground zero. The Surf and River Report brings you the latest developments impacting our coastal communities. We'll talk with experts about how environmental pollution, development, and climate change is affecting our coastal and river ecosystems. It's all right here on the Surf and River Report.
Greg Gamble, the Executive Director of the Ojai Valley Land Conservancy. For those of you who may not know the organization, we work in the Ojai Valley to protect the views, trails, water, and wildlife of the Ojai Valley. To date, in our 24-year history, we've protected roughly 2,000 acres, which is an area in size nearly equivalent to 2/3 of the city of Ojai. On that land, we maintain dozens of miles of trails, guide hundreds of visitors, and host thousands of others, school children, equestrians, mountain bikers, and others on our properties every year. Where we're at now is the newest acquisition of the Ojai Valley Land Conservancy, the Ventura River Steelhead Preserve. As you can see in the backdrop, this nearly 1 mile of river comes with a ranch compound, the historic Hollingsworth Ranch. The 1935 rock house that was built by the Hollingsworth family is behind me. A culturally significant structure in Ventura County. We're very pleased to be the new owners and to be the stewards of this property, which will be used as a conservation center in future years. The conservation center that we envision for this property would host a variety of activities, including educational programs, community outreach or educational events, research. We've had people express interest in doing climate change research. Obviously, with a mile of the Ventura River, there's a lot of riparian ecology research opportunities here. There's the opportunity to host office space for the Ojai Valley Land Conservancy or our conservation partners and agency partners who live in the area. Just a hub of activity. There's a sweet spot for this conservation center in the sense that it's right at the confluence, not only hydrologically the confluence of San Antonio Creek and the Ventura River, but the confluence between two communities, the Ventura community in the lower part of the watershed and the Ojai community in the upper part of the watershed all comes together at this central meeting place, and it's just an outstanding opportunity to study, learn about, and help people understand and appreciate the Ventura River. We're going to take a walk out to the Ventura River. This preserve was named the Ventura River Steelhead Preserve for a reason. It offers some of the best refuge for the federally endangered Southern California steelhead in the entire Ventura River Basin, and the reason for that is that it's got deep, cool, shaded pools that don't dry up when other stretches of the Ventura River do, and so it provides a refuge for this endangered fish. We're very excited about the fact that we can provide that service at this critical location. As we descend down towards the river, we'll be able to see some of those deep, cool pools that support the federally endangered Southern California steelhead. In addition to the federally endangered Southern California steelhead, the Ventura River Steelhead Preserve offers a home for about 29 or 30 other rare, threatened, or endangered species at the federal or state level. Some of those maybe we'll be able to see today. Ultimately, this Ventura River Steelhead Preserve is part of a bigger vision for the Ventura River, and that's the protection of the Ventura River Parkway. What we're hoping to do in the Ventura River Parkway is connect people with a healthy, functioning river. This is just one stretch, 1 mile of the 16-mile long Ventura River, but a critical segment and a critical piece of the puzzle that we're hoping to piece together, which is the protection of the entire Ventura River from the estuary all the way up to its headwaters. What a lot of people don't really understand and appreciate about the Ventura River Basin is that all the water that's used by the communities that live here in the basin are supported by water that falls from the sky here. Unlike a lot of other places in Southern California, water is not imported into the Ventura River Basin, and all the water that we use comes out of the aquifers that are recharged by rain or stored in Lake Casitas for the people that live here. So it's very important to us, and as well as obviously the communities that live here, for us to use our water in a sustainable way. And what we're very excited about on this particular property, the Ventura River Steelhead Preserve, is that the Ojai Valley Land Conservancy is helping conserve rare Ventura River water. One of the things that the Ojai Valley Land Conservancy is attempting to do with this Ventura River Steelhead Preserve is make it available for public use and enjoyment. What you're seeing here today is actually not open to the public yet. This is zoned residential, and the Land Conservancy has started the process of working with the county to secure the conditional use permit, which would be necessary to open this up to the public. There's a lot of work that needs to be done from a process standpoint with the county, but also from a physical standpoint to modify the facilities and the land to make it safe for public use that we're embarking on. We've started a fundraising campaign of $250,000 to pay for the cost of going through the process and of making the improvements necessary that would be required by the county in order to receive the conditional use permit. What you're seeing is some smaller steelhead down there, probably 6 or 8 inches. We've seen 2-foot-long steelhead out here on this preserve. It's just an amazing place. You can see that this pool is a little bit deeper and shaded as compared to what's a traditional pool on the Ventura River. One of the things that's most interesting about the southwestern pond turtle is that it nests a couple hundred feet upland from the river, and so it requires not only a functioning river from a hydrologic standpoint, but it also requires a functioning landscape. It requires protected land adjacent to the river in order for it to complete its life cycle. You can see this section of the river is beginning to dry up. We're now in early August, and very common for stretches, long stretches of the Ventura River to dry up. Again, as I mentioned before, this is a great spot for the steelhead to hole up and take refuge, because this water will persist through the year and into the winter when the rains replenish the river. It was said the Department of Fish and Game people that worked on the Ventura River back in the World War II era said that the steelhead spawns were 5,000 fish big. So it was incredibly large numbers of steelhead swimming up and down the river. That's been reduced to 100 or more lately, but we're very confident that we can restore this habitat. This is the reasons for the reduction in the spawn are well known. They're structural changes to the river, in particular the Matilaha Dam, which is a fish passage barrier which blocks access to steelhead habitat further up on the river, but also other structural changes which have prevented sand and gravel from washing down to our beaches and also constrain the natural functioning of the Ventura River. And so we're very hopeful that we're going to be able to start to protect against future damage that could be done, but also to undo some of the problems of the past. The main issue of the Matilaha Dam, obviously, as a fish passage barrier, is that it blocks Matilaha Creek, which has got plenty of sediment above it, or plenty of steelhead habitat, I should say, above it. It also has plenty of sediment above it, and particularly 6 million cubic yards, which are stored behind the dam. What's interesting about that dam removal project is that there's consensus on the need to bring down the dam. 4 of the 6 million cubic yards of material are sand, gravel, and coarser material that everybody is supportive of washing down to the beaches. But the difficult part of bringing down the Matilaha Dam is that there's 2 million cubic yards or so of so-called fines, organic matter, sludge, things that would stay suspended in water and cause water quality problems. And the problem is that a lot of our drinking water is diverted from the Ventura River a couple miles downstream of the dam location. So we can't just bring down the dam and divert that water quality problem, this sludge, into our drinking water supply, which is Lake Casitas. And so we're trying to figure out a way which will allow us to bring down the dam and let those fines find their way to the ocean like they normally do, without fouling our own nest. The latest thinking, and the engineers will tell us whether this will pencil out from a budgetary standpoint and fit our financial constraints. The latest thinking is that if we can push the fines up the sides of the canyon a little bit farther so that they're out of the direct flow of the river, that those fines will only be mobilized in a high flow event. In the event of a high flow, Casitas Municipal Water District isn't diverting water from the river, and so those fines would be washed down to the ocean and hopefully would be carried naturally back to the ocean. We've had multiple inquiries about people who are interested in doing research at this location, climate change and riparian ecology studies. We've had hundreds and hundreds of school kids out here studying riparian ecology as well, and so We're very excited about the opportunity for people to continue that research. They're welcome to contact the Ojai Valley Land Conservancy. The best way to reach us is to use the contact information that's on our website, www.ovlc.org. There's plenty of information there about how you can come out here. This preserve, unfortunately, is not open to the public yet, and so we hope to do that as soon as we can get our permit from the county. Once again, I'm Greg Gamble, the Executive Director of the Ojai Valley Land Conservancy, working to protect the views, trails, water, and wildlife of the Ojai Valley. And we're looking forward to having you out here as soon as we can make the arrangements. Thank you very much.